I'm Diana Felzone, and this is 4 for 4 SciTech. Ello, a new social media site, claims to be the anti-Facebook launches. Will you leave Facebook, Gabrielle?
I've checked it out, but I'm not dissatisfied with Facebook, and I'm not looking for a new medium for self-expression. So if I can't check up on all the girls from my high school that are now pregnant with kids,
that's right,
I'm not going to go there. So the network effect really needs to take hold for me.
I like the way it looks. It's got a very spare design aesthetic.
Really, I hate the font.
It's cool. It's a typewriter font. It's awesome. It does look like a Williamsburg art project, I'll give you that. But it's something a bit different. And I also like that it's affording its users a degree of anonymity. And that's something that Facebook has run into trouble with recently.
Right, Sarah?
See, I actually don't think it looks anything different or anything really special. It kind of has that like bland things that
we see. It's like a bad Tumblr.
Yeah, it's not super compelling, and the usability of it isn't that great too. It's hard to find people on it, and I do think that like the expression, like you mentioned, is something really compelling. But at the same time too, there's no advertising, and if there's a major glitch, if there's a big hacking, who's gonna?
Attractive to me, I would maybe switch over from Facebook and try Ello, because it's saying it's more safe, that people are not going to be able to access your photos. And right now, I see photos stolen and just put up on Google all the time that are private images, and that's really disarming. eBay and PayPal are splitting up. What does this mean for the two companies, James?
So it's been on the cards for a while. eBay is going to spin off PayPal in 2015. I think it's great for PayPal. I think it's great for consumers. PayPal's a big growth company, and it needs to look at new opportunities to get revenue in. And we could see it doing some really cool things. I don't know, could it do something with Bitcoin? Kind of the possibilities are limitless, I think.
I think both companies have a lot of reasons to be really afraid right now. I don't know what eBay's offering that Amazon's not offering. And with Apple Pay, that's clearly one of the motivators behind this split.
Exactly.
Right.
People are much more excited about Apple Pay than they've ever been about mobile payments before.
Yeah, so it's a time to try new things.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And it's interesting you mentioned Apple Pay too. There's sort of these rumors bubbling up that PayPal could have even been an early partner with Apple Pay, but they were an early partner with Samsung instead. So it's interesting, if they're not going to have that leverage that Apple's going to be giving a lot of retailers and other brands too, PayPal is going to have to really fend for itself.
It's interesting that only a few months ago the CEO was saying that they would never split up, and then money talks. It's corporate life, and now they're splitting, and stocks went down. That's what we found, that stocks went down when they announced the split. So we'll see if they'll recover, and this is going to be a good idea. A Julian Assange hologram beamed into a Nantucket conference this week. Is this the future of teleconferencing, Samantha?
This is really interesting. We've seen holograms pop up from Tupac, Michael Jackson on stage at major venues. But what's really interesting about this, it was live. Again, with the Michael Jackson, that was something that was kind of programmed behind the scenes. But Julian Assange beaming into a conference in real time and interacting with the host in real time too.
It was
fascinating.
surreal.
There was even like a little high five that they tried. I mean, it was kind of awkward. It didn't really mesh up, but it was kind of fascinating. So it'll be really interesting as technology evolves, if this is going to become a thing.
Very, very real. Especially watching it online. You couldn't even tell at first that it was a hologram. I was really impressed with it. I wasn't that impressed with what he was saying, but...
but it gives us a new opportunity to do something different. And, like a few years ago, this stuff looked really awful. And now it looks quite realistic. So, I mean, I think for me it falls into the kind of cool but a little creepy category of technology, but let's see what this company does
But it's almost
next.
like Skype on steroids. It's the idea of being able to connect with your loved ones in the most G-rated way, and being able to have that interactive experience of, look, you're sitting in my living room even though you live 3,000 miles away. That's attractive. A new Tinder-like app aims to weed out the poor and the unattractive. Ouch, guys. Do you think this app will succeed, Gab?
Luxy, I've got to believe it's a hoax. I mean, it's such an absurd concept. And
absurd can work, though.
But they're not actually authenticating whether you make over 200 grand, which is what they're
nor
promising.
did Patty Stanger, though, with her clients.
It has to be a hoax. It's so absurd. It's so insulting. It's so disgusting.
I don't know. It's some of the reality TV shows that I have to watch at home with my wife. Like, there's a lot of this type of action that goes on in them. So, I don't know. I mean, it could be real. Like, one shallow 1% wants to meet another shallow 1%.
The fact that they won't actually
to
name the CEO, though, is what has
it's a
me
little
thinking
dubious.
it's a hoax.
It's dubious.
I think there's also sort of that question of how do you verify your salary or what your, it's interesting, you go through the app and you can pick out your favorite luxury brands and stuff like that too. But again, how, being authentic, I think, is going to be a question too, how they're going to sort of do these background checks.
I mean, they could have just set a price limit where, instead of paying whatever it is for Match.com, you have to pay $1,000 to enter into this app. Well, I mean, they could do something like that to say you have to be wealthy, because the average
But
person
there's
is just going to go to
this is not the
OkCupid.
first of its kind, though. There's been so many different dating apps, and there's been more websites that have aimed to the wealthy and the beautiful and the rich. It's just the first time I will say that the gender gap is actually coming together, because everyone supposedly needs to make $500,000 versus the money for beauty, beauty for money, which we've seen a lot of on different dating sites. Now you know what we think. Tell us what you think with the hashtag 4for4SciTech.